The time when it was probably like genuinely hardest for me was probably when I had imagine every single time you post a photo you have hundreds of people tagging their friends and saying how fucking ugly you are. I've lost followers like because of that now, and it took a while, but I finally fucking realised all I had to do. There's a full car of lads. We are focusing on other things. For example, my music. Let's talk about that. Life is about having fun. Hey guys, what the fuck is up? What the fuck is up, motherfuckers? We are going on a nighttime drive to Starbucks. Off we go. Hey bitches, so you're gonna have to allow some not great audio whilst I'm driving to Starbucks because the audio in the car, it just does not sound good when I'm driving. But then we do park up eventually and have a little chat, have a little mukbang. So strap in and come on a ride with me. Also go and follow my socials if you don't already. Like, what are you doing? So I just wanted to have a little chat with you all again, like the good old days. I did my first like chatty catch-up video in 2018. That was 3 years ago. What the fuck is that about, for one? But two, that video was called like opening up for the first time or something, opening up for the first time on camera. That video is so important to me, and I say this to everyone when I talk about YouTube. That was a genuine turning point for like building longevity, whatever, for what I'm doing now. Because me opening up on camera when I was 16 years old, it built a genuine like bond between me and you, like the people watching me. Like you all instantly from that moment, like you were already enjoying my content, right? You were already thinking I'm funny or whatever, but that was the point where people actually felt like they could genuinely relate to me, and they genuinely felt like I was a friend, and that is all I wanted. My point is that doing these chatty open videos is what has kept like my channel going and my relationship with you. The thing that's kept me doing these videos is the fact that it just makes everyone realize that they're not alone. What I said in that video, it is so interesting to look back on, because basically the reason I did that video was because I started going through a time in my life where I started realizing that I wasn't really comfortable as who I was in a weird way. So like I basically knew that I was outgrowing myself in a way. So like I knew that I could just feel a lot of change about to happen. I feel like I'm very in touch with myself, so I could feel all of that. I was like, I don't just kind of let things happen to me. I'm very aware all the time. And I was like, I know that I'm about to change a lot. And I was a 16-year-old girl, of course I'm about to fucking change a lot. But because I was online, it made it into a whole other ordeal. I felt like I had the pressure to stay the same, that people wouldn't like me as much if I was to start changing. And I was like, I was getting really paranoid about the fact that I knew I was about to go through a period of change. I wanted to switch up my style. I wanted to do a load of different shit that a 16-year-old fucking would when they're growing up. But I felt there was just so much pressure that I was putting on myself because of being online, and because I didn't feel like just my own person. I felt like I was somewhat being myself for other people as well, because people followed me online. I don't know how to describe that. Great, there's gonna be a lovely red light on my face for the entire time I'm queuing up, because people decide to hold their foot on the brake instead of putting their handbrake on, which is the most fucking annoying thing you could do. Like what? We're sat here doing nothing. Take your foot off the fucking brake, you melon. Well, yeah, so I did that video where I opened up and I've lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, so I made that video basically because I knew I was about to go through a period of change. I was outgrowing myself, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to make that video so that people would feel genuinely connected to me. I was basically trying to say to people that no matter how I change, I'm still the same me. I have the same morals, I have the same interests and all of that. I just wanted people to know that when I started changing as a person and growing up, that my soul wasn't changing, if that makes sense. Because it's a huge thing online where people will get big on YouTube as a kid, and then when they start growing up and changing like every other fucker on the planet does, everyone's like, you changed, why the YouTube got to you, you're like this now, I don't like you anymore. Like, one, shut up, and two, no one No one opens up as a real human online, which is why people don't treat them as real humans. People think that because these public figures online and celebrities don't talk about their feelings and don't open up, that they don't have feelings, and that's why people hate. That's why people are just rude as fuck to people online and tell them how they should be feeling or how they should act and give their opinions on them because they think that that's their place to do so, when it's just fucking not. Wow, that lighting is awful. I went through that change bit by bit. There were different stages in my life where I'd start acting different, or I had like my big appearance change and all of that, and I've lost followers like because of that now. And at first I was taking that very personally. I'd hit a point where I was being very, very inconsistent. We'll get onto that in a bit, but I went very, very inconsistent for a while, and people were unfollowing because obviously why the fuck are they gonna follow someone who doesn't fucking post? And also I was a completely different person to when these people started following me. However, at the time I couldn't really see that. People take follows and likes and comments really, really personally, and I did too. I was very, very guilty of that, and I was thinking, why are all these people unfollowing me? Why don't they care about me anymore? They're supposed to care about me. No one owes you shit, Chloe. That's when I came to that realization. I was like, you're here to provide content for people. The only reason you have followers is because you provide content. You are a product of entertainment in their lives. You mean merely nothing to them but a small character in the back of their mind that they come back to every now and again. Why the fuck are people going to keep following you if you are not posting content that they followed you for? It makes no sense, but we take everything personally. Anyway, people were unfollowing me because one, I wasn't being consistent, but two, I was a completely different person. I finally realised that, and I got over it, stopped crying about it. What was I saying? But yeah, my point is, if I hadn't have done that video, I would be nowhere fucking near where I am today, because now moving on to the inconsistency, I hit a point where I basically sort of like had an identity loss. That is the only way I can describe it. I got to a point where I was so lost. I just lost my identity. I didn't know what I was doing, and I had a lot of anxiety. I started experiencing a lot of anxiety, and because YouTube was the main thing that I was doing with my life, I heavily associated it to that, and I associated all of the negative feelings that I was experiencing and struggling with in my life to YouTube and to being online. And there were times where it was definitely related to that, but from having all of those like negative associations with YouTube, I ended up reaching a point where I was not enjoying it. I ended up becoming so inconsistent because whenever I thought about YouTube, it would just be pure anxiety. So the easiest thing for me to do was to just not think about it. The time when it was probably like genuinely hardest for me was probably when I had my short fringe. I remember I'd get the odd comment being like, what the fuck's wrong with your fringe? Why is it so short? Like just here and there when it was like just above my eyebrows. But that, I've never given a fuck what people think about me. I loved it. I thought it was well cool because I just wanted something that genuinely looked different. At the time, that's what I wanted to do. But people fucking tore me down for that shit. And now, if it was now and people were, and I had a short fringe and people were going, Chloe, you're fucking ugly as fuck now, I'd be like, right. But that was at a time where my mental health wasn't at 100 already. For months and months and months, I just didn't give a shit, because at the core of me, I don't. But then it got to a point where I was like, I couldn't post a photo or post like a TikTok or anything without the entire comment section being like, what the fuck have you done to yourself? Or you're fucking ugly now. And I feel like a lot of people will expect it to be guys that are hating on this because they don't find it attractive, but literally so many girls tagging their friends and being like, how old was I at the time? 17? And I had so many girls tagging their friends and being like, what the fuck has she done to herself? Oh my god, she used to be so pretty and now she's just a mess. That's so intense. I don't give a fuck whether I'm online and you think I don't have feelings. Imagine every single time you post a photo, you have hundreds of people tagging their friends and saying how fucking ugly you are. And I didn't realise this until someone said to me, like, it had nothing to do with me. and everything to do with the people commenting. Like, they said if those videos had reached a For You page that was full of people who have those same hairstyles and do those same things, like, people would have loved it. But I think a lot of people who saw me like that just didn't resonate. They did not like it. Everyone looks quote unquote better with like normal shit in a lot of people's eyes. But fuck that. Fuck that. I also don't want people to think that I'm getting like pressed when I talk like this. It's like I'm the same as my dad. Like, people think that we get really, really angry when we're talking about stuff, but it's just passion. We just get, when we talk about something like we're really passionate about, it really comes out and it looks like we're really like bothered about something or triggered, but we're just passionate people. And I just want people to understand that whether you're on social media or not, if you do something that's kind of out there for your appearance and other people around you don't like it, or they say you look better before, why have you done this to yourself, fuck them. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to them, because yeah, you might have looked somewhat prettier or nicer with the way that you looked before, with you, like, but it's not about that. Life is about having fun, for fucking hell's bells. Like, what? Life, since when did people get so pressed about what other, why do people get so pressed about what other people do? I don't understand. I actually don't understand it. This is why I can't scroll through social media that much anymore, because it's just filled with people getting so involved and pressed about what other people are doing, what hairstyles they want, what clothes they want to wear, the way that they want to act, the jokes that they make. Like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. People are scared to say and do what they want nowadays because people are going to go down their throats about it as if it has anything to do with them, and it just doesn't. Before you make a comment on someone's appearance or what they're doing with their life, just think to yourself, am I being a knobhead? The answer is yes, so don't do it. I just don't understand. I don't understand the mindset. I don't understand the thought process. Like, I don't understand how people are so not focused on themselves that it genuinely gets to them. Anyway, I need to order right now. Hiya, can I get the chicken and mozzarella sandwich, please? And can I also get 2 medium peach iced teas? Yeah, that's it, thank you. I don't understand how people are so invested in what other people are doing. Like, why? It's not even about just not saying that you don't like what someone's doing or what they're wearing. It's like, I don't get why it annoys people in the first place. Something that I learned from being on social media these past few years is that when you think that absolutely the entire world is against you and that people are really, really pissed off by something you've done and like you're really, really in the wrong, it's not. It's just not that, is it? For example, a couple of videos that I've done that have got a couple million views, that's a lot of people's recommended. That is you're reaching a mixed bag of people there, and that is when you get the most hate, is when your videos get on the recommended and a lot of new people see your face because they don't give a fuck about you, they don't know who you are, and that's when the most people are going to give their opinions on you and what you're doing. During those times, because I was also like 16, 17, it genuinely felt like the entire world was against me. Like, it feels as though you've pissed off everyone on the entire fucking planet. And it took a while, but I finally fucking realised all I had to do, there's a full car of lads in a Volkswagen Golf, which one I'm not surprised about, and they all had their windows down and it's cold. Like, they were like looking at me as they went past. I hated that. Anyway, as I was saying, all I had to do in those times was simply look at the numbers and it all became so clear to me. I had, say, like 2,000 comments on a video that were majority hate. So when you're scrolling, that looks like you have pissed off the entire country, and that's how it looks. That's exactly how it feels. It feels like everyone is against you. And then I looked and the video had like 70,000 likes, right? So there's 70,000 people already. That's 68,000 more people who do not give a shit. They've not even picked up on what all these people are hating about. No one gives a fuck. And on top of that, 1.5 million other people who really don't give a shit. They don't even give enough of a shit to like or dislike. They are just doing their thing, eating a sandwich, drinking a coffee. They don't care, because no one gives a fuck. No one actually gives a fuck. Even the people who hate on shit don't actually give a shit. They don't care. They don't. They'll hate on me and then scroll and hate on the next person they see. Like, what? It means nothing, and that's why hate just doesn't get to me anymore. Like, just focus on your own life, you big twat. I literally have no direction for this video. I think I'm gonna do these videos more in replacement of a podcast. I wanted to have a, sorry, I'm eating and I'm gonna have to talk with my mouth full, and guess what? I don't give a fuck. I wanted to do a podcast when I was like 16. Maybe the day will come one day, but for now, we are focusing on other things. For example, my music, bitch. Let's talk about that. A lot of you know I've been focusing on music for the past few years. You know, I've said it before. I first started my music journey when I was 7 years old, and I started the clarinet. Learned the clarinet, my first ever instrument, when I was 7. Really don't know why the fuck I chose a clarinet. I wanted to learn the saxophone originally, but I was a short, scrawny little motherfucker, and I could not have carried that even with a neck strap. I think it would have broke my bones. So instead I went with the clarinet, and I kept that up until I was like probably 14, 15, and then I just stopped. Started learning the, I thought it was the same car then. Started learning the drums at age 11, and I got up to like, I was about to do my grade 8, and then I don't know what happened, whether like lockdown happened or what, but I stopped going to my actual lessons. I'm actually going to go and get my electric drum kit from home soon and bring it and put it in my music studio in my apartment, so that I can pick it up again. I fucking love drumming so much. I love drumming so much. I don't want to eat that spinach, but I don't have anywhere else to put it. Big sloppy spinach leaf. Big fat sloppy topping. The leaf went down without me chewing it. I'm gonna have a little shit wrapped in a spinach leaf later. Anyway, I went on to go and do songwriting in college, and then went on to start doing my own music. So I always thought I was gonna be a dancer, okay? My whole life I've always been a creative. I knew that I was not gonna end up in a 9-to-5 job, because there is no way my ass would have survived in one of them. I just knew what I wanted to do. But then at the end of high school, I started for the first time actually considering doing music. Now, I'd never seen my vocals as like my strong point. I always thought that dance was my strong point, or even acting. I did acting a lot growing up. It was only at the end of year 11 that I actually thought, hey, maybe I could do that. I always felt as though all the other girls who were singing around me were way better than me, and they had way better vocal ability and shit. I just proper thought that I couldn't sing, and I think my voice has evolved massively, probably due to confidence and the way that I've just developed as a person, which is interesting the way that that's affected it. I wasn't confident in my voice. I never saw myself as a singer, none of that. But now, that's like the main thing that I do, and that is gonna be the main thing that I do with my life. I want you to hold me to that. I want you to remember that when I am a fucking artist. I proper mean that. Like, I've done music my entire life, and I'm not gonna let it not happen, you know what I mean? Because it's what I genuinely care about. I genuinely love it, and from being online over these past few years, it's really helped me to realise that my purpose in this life is to simply create and put my creations out there and share my love and positive energy with people. I genuinely believe that the human sole purpose in this life is to project as much positive energy to other people and into the universe as possible, because I think it all, I don't know how to say it, like, I don't know. It's like energy can't be created nor destroyed, it can only be transformed. So it's like, if we take all the energy and every single experience and every breath that we take and transform it into just something good, or even just a smile to a stranger in the street, like, that is like, to me, that's positive energy being put out into the universe, and that just goes around. The more people that can be positive and can be nice to one another and nice to themselves and just do what they want, I feel like that would genuinely have an impact in the universe, because it's actual energy. It's real scientific energy that's going around in the air. Does that make sense? I've just never really heard anyone else say it. Like, I only realised it last year. All I want to do is just simply, I just want to mind my own business and share my creations with the world, and I want people to be able to enjoy what I've made and I want to be able to inspire other people to do that as well, because there's so many people that I've seen who've inspired me to do my thing, and I value them highly in my mind, and I'd love to be that person for someone else, which I know I already am, because so many of you tell me all the time, and it's the best thing ever, reading your DMs and like having little chats with you like on my Instagram is so nice. That's genuinely what keeps me the most motivated. I remember last year in lockdown, fucking hell, it was a rough time. My roots grew to like 4 inches. That was not good. During the last lockdown, and that was when I went the most inconsistent that I'd ever been in my life, because I was a floating rock at that point. I didn't even exist. I'd not uploaded in probably like over a month. And I remember having a little rant on my story about not knowing what I was doing or what I wanted to post and all of that shit. And I just got floods of DMs. Like, whilst I felt like no one cared about me, I dropped some chicken. Reminding me like how much you all love me, how much you'll always support me, and how much you were like basically waiting, and how much you were basically waiting for me to feel good again and to start posting again, and like that you were just waiting until I was ready again, because you knew that I just had a bit of a dip basically, and that I was gonna come back, which, hello, here I am, motherfuckers. And the next day, after not physically having so much anxiety that I literally couldn't film for the entire like month or so, I filmed a vlog and genuinely enjoyed it. I was so happy and just wanted to do it. I was so motivated to do it because I knew that that's what people wanted. Sorry, I'm leaning now because this car's got their lights on behind me, and that's just the most annoying thing on the planet. But yeah, I have no idea what I've even been saying. It's all a blur. Another point I would like to make is how fucking appreciative I am of you for sticking around. You are the reason that I can continue to do what I do. Everything that I've done in my life, and especially over these past few years, has led up to what I am gonna do this year. I'm releasing my music this year. That is so fucking weird for that to come out of my mouth. I'm releasing my music this year. I didn't even ever consider myself to ever be an artist until the age of 16, because I simply didn't think I was good enough. And now I'm 19, and it is my sole dream and purpose on this planet to be a music artist. I don't know how to describe this without people misunderstanding it. Like, when I say that I see YouTube as a stepping stone, I don't mean like, oh yeah, thanks for some clout and then I'm gonna go and fuck off and do something else. I mean, like, I found this new and random love for content creating out of nowhere. I put my all into it, gained this insane and amazing audience, and most importantly, gone through so many interesting and amazing experiences and struggles and ups and downs over these past few years, that YouTube has been the most prominent character building of my life, which has led me to where I am now, to where I am releasing my music. It put me in touch with the right people to be able to bring my creations to life and to give me the opportunities that it has. Everything happens for a reason. I just really can't wait for you to hear my music, because it's just what I want to do with my life. I just want to be expressive and just do what the fuck I want, and I just want to help other people know that they can also do that. You can literally do whatever the fuck you want in this life. I am telling you right now. Also, look at me being consistent. Suck my cock. To everyone who thought that I wasn't gonna get back on top of my shit, I fucking told you that no matter how many times I get up and fall off and get up and fall off, I'm coming back bit by bit, and I'll come back a little bit harder each time. Even if I was to hit a really bad wave of like mental health issues fucking next week and I go off the radar again, you best believe I'm coming back after that 1,000,000 times harder. You best believe it. Chloe Hodgson's coming back, bitches. I've talked so much. I think I've talked myself out. I'm actually filming me setting up my studio right now, so when that is done, you will get to see it. You will get a full tour. You can get a tour of all my equipment and everything I'm using. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I have talked my fucking arse off, and I am ready to go. Oh, I need to fart. It's gonna smell. That is gonna smell, guys. It's gonna smell. Oh god, it already smells. How did it get up there that fast? I just breathed it in through my mouth. I am going to go. I hope you enjoyed this chat. I'll be back for more, no doubt, because I love just chatting shit, and just spread that positive energy, man. Spread it like some legs. Peace out, homies.